Hi, I'm Leapfrog.
Hello, my name is Longshot. Welcome to LogansStory. Today's Marvel Cinematic Worldview Commentary, Spider-Man Homecoming. Thanks for coming. Let's get started. Okay, when you think about what it means to hold something treasurable and lose something treasurable, what are the main differences between the two? Well, to get something that's treasurable, or receive something that's treasurable, is something to have grasp on, and something to hold in terms of what power that could possess. Then again, losing something of treasure gains down the idea of grounding down, the usage of being pounded down to the ground, but also knowing you have to get back up. Spider-Man as a whole, in the comics and the movies, shows that selflessness is part of being a hero. And that is something that's important in today's day and time, because we don't have a lot of those people. We don't have a lot of selfless people who are willing to give their time and their effort towards something so immaculately wrong or so immaculately in question. But the thing is, when you think about that as a result, this one thing comes to mind. What is the usage of time you're giving towards something treasurable, and how are you holding that still for the rest of your life? And to be able to do that is something that I think could be capable in a dangerous situation or an uplifting situation. See, the thing is, being Spider-Man carries a lot of responsibility. But as other movies say, great power comes with great responsibility. The thing is, it's not just about holding something that's treasurable. It's being responsible for the outcomes of how you use those treasurable moments. And the thing is, when you think about this movie in terms of another scale, another level up, it's the position you put yourself in to be that hero. The responsibility of you and, well, New York City or wherever you may be. If you take a job, that means you're responsible for it, and responsible to keep the morals in check when doing your job. Firefighters, police officers, doctors, lawyers, all have to keep their capacity up in terms of what humbling factors they can bring to the table. But the thing is, that doesn't leave out the people who are going against that treasurable thing, who are trying to take the treasurable thing and ruin it for all time. Spider-Man is what comes in between that. The crime-fighting hero becomes a treasurable one indeed. But here's the thing, what can we put into little nodes and practices that we can take away from this? What are the little nodes and crannies of this whole thing? Well, let's go into detail. Alright, so Spider-Man, a hero. A hero with teenage problems. And that's hard to take in terms of two positionings. I mean, he's only 16 years old. So it would make sense for him to be, well, responsible in two cases. Heroism and schoolwork and family life. For reasons, I guess. But that doesn't mean the responsibility wavers from one end to the other. It's all in one steady line. And to keep that steady line in agreement, he has to go through many trials to make sure he accomplishes what he wants to accomplish on a day-to-day basis. And that's great, because at one time, you have a time where you can actually reflect and relax and get away from it all. And just look at the overall view of what has happened in the few months, years, decades, whatever it may be. And Spider-Man has been Spider-Man for a while. And he wants to continue this. It's not so much he has to. It's that he has an overall desire to do it. He doesn't really have to go on the streets and fight crime. He can just leave that up to the police officers. But he goes out anyway and does it. He fights crime even though people say don't. He fights crime even though it would be safe for him to not. He takes this responsibility because a hero takes the responsibility of what's treasurable. And treasurable moments mean everything to what it means to be, well, Spider-Man, or Iron Man, or Captain America, or Thor, or any of these heroes that took up the chance of being an Avenger. Here's the thing, and this is what we're going to talk about in application 2. Make sure you know what's treasurable, and how in the heck are you using it to make sure everything seems right in the world that you live in, or at least at peace in the world that you live in. Application, of course. Spider-Man is a hero, and he's a hero in many different senses. He's a hero for me, he's a hero for you, he's a hero for himself. And that's what makes him so great. The treasuring factor of Spider-Man, being able to carry that token, is something fantastic, and something that he can hold and we can hold true in our own lives. So I guess the question is this: what treasury fact are you holding on to? And how is your responsibility reflecting it? Thanks for coming to application, and let's continue forward. Thank you for coming to LogansStory. Thank you for coming to the Marvel Cinematic Worldview Commentary. There are more commentaries in the future, so keep an eye out for those. Also, the mission is 1,000 subscribers. You guys can help me get there by hitting the share, like, and subscribe button right below the screen. Also, behind that bell. Leave a comment if you can do. And by the way, I strongly urge you guys to share the videos. There's a lot of you watching, but not a lot of people subscribing. So please consider subscribing, sharing, and liking the video. Thank you again, and peace.